Good morning, everyone. First things first, I'll address why I got a big dark circle underneath my eye. So I wish I had a great story to tell you guys, like I was fighting off the radical left or those Antifa-tards, but unfortunately it was just an accidental knee in jiu-jitsu class. So you'll see my eye, it's going to be changing colors over the next few days or week or so as I'm going to continue to film videos because black eye or no black eye, I will face the cameras and I'll still be making videos for you guys each and every day. And today we need to talk about the identity politics proof Kimberly Klacik. For those of you who are not familiar, Kimberly Klacik is running for Congress. She is a black woman who also happens to be a Republican, which is a very scary thing for the Democrats because they're normal strategies of identity politics, of accusing Republicans of being racist and sexist every single time they're challenged or questioned is not going to work so well against Kimberly Klacik. They might actually have to address the substance of what she's talking about, and she recently made this ad that went viral. It has nearly 10 million views on Twitter as she walks the streets of Baltimore and calls out the Democrats on all of their failing policies as these Democrat-ruined cities are crumbling.
Crumbling infrastructure, abandoned homes, poverty, and crime. Baltimore has been run by the Democrat Party for 53 years. What is the result of their decades of leadership? Baltimore is one of the top 5 most dangerous cities in America. The murder rate in Baltimore is 10 times the U.S. average. The Baltimore poverty rate is over 20%. Homicide, drug, and alcohol deaths are skyrocketing in our city. Do you believe Black Lives Matter? I do. The vast majority of crime in Baltimore is perpetrated against black people, who make up 60% of the population. So why don't we care about our communities? The Democrat Party have betrayed the black people of Baltimore. If the politicians walk the streets like I do, they would see exactly how their policies and corruption affects us.
That right there was just a little snippet. I'm going to link the entire video in the description below. But as you can see right there, Kimberly Klacik going hard on the Democrats, exposing them for their failing policies in many of these big cities. And the Democrats are going to have to answer some questions. They're going to have to do more than just point the finger and say, you're a racist and you're a sexist, especially when you have someone like Kimberly Klacik that is asking the questions. They're going to have to answer why out of the top 20 most dangerous crime-ridden cities in the country, 17 of those are Democrat, 2 are independent, 1 is Republican. And when you adjust the statistics for population, when you look at per capita crime, out of the top 20 most violent cities, not a single one of them is run by a Republican. 19 of them are Democrat, 1 is an independent, and Baltimore comes in at the number 4th most violent city in the country when you look at crimes per capita. And Democrats have absolutely no plan. Things that they don't want to talk about is black on black crime, which is the biggest violent threat to black Americans. Instead, they are hyper fixated on police brutality, on white people killing black people, on these racist white police officers going after black people, even though that is an astronomical threat when you actually look at the numbers. An unarmed black person has a 1 in 3 million chance of being involved in a fatal police shooting. And the Democrats don't want to traffic in facts. They don't want to look at the data. The only thing that they are capable of, they have a very primitive strategy of just pointing the finger and saying, you're a racist, you're a sexist. So you can easily exploit their very primitive strategy since they're not actually attacking the message and they're just attacking the messenger. The only thing you have to do is just swap out a white male messenger for a black female messenger, and suddenly their entire narrative, their entire strategy just disintegrates. They can no longer use identity politics geared attacks and just call someone a racist and a sexist. They actually have to address the substance of the issues. And that's why this is so powerful that you have Kimberly Klacik that is going after the Democrats, and she is going to force them to answer questions. And I'm hoping that she's going to speak at the RNC. If the Republicans are smart, they're going to have her speak at the RNC along with other black Republicans as well. They should have Candace Owens speak, Brandon Tatum, Byron Daniels. These would all be great speakers at the upcoming Republican National Convention, because the Democrats are trying to paint this narrative that they are the party of diversity and inclusion. And that narrative disintegrates very, very quickly when you have people like Kimberly Klacik running for Republican office. And once again, they are going to have to actually answer questions. They're going to have to traffic in facts. They're going to have to talk about the policies which have completely ruined their cities, rather than just resorting to identity politics attacks of calling Republicans racist and sexist. Anyway, that's my video. Hope you like it. Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe, and I will see you all next time.